Hi, I'm Letitia, and I want to just talk briefly regarding a subscriber's question about having Cancer rising at 29 degrees with a Venus in Aries, um, Moon in Pisces, conjunct Mercury. And so this is a follow-up to some videos I recorded about Venus and how it affects your chart. And when I started, I was talking about the Venus ruled chart with, the Taurus rising, which is the Venus ruled chart, but it has continued on. And so when I received the question from this subscriber, and they shared with me that their rising is at 29 degrees of Cancer, my question, of course, was where is the moon? Because the moon rules Cancer, and the moon is the ruler of this chart. And interestingly enough, the subscriber said that their moon is also at 29 degrees of Pisces, and it's in the 9th house. So this is very significant because the 29th degree is considered the anaretic degree. So this is the last degrees of those signs, right? So after the 29th degree, then it jumps to 0 degrees of the next sign. So for you, dear friend, with Cancer rising at 29 degrees and the moon in the 9th house in Pisces at 29 degrees, you are a very psychic soul for sure, regardless of where your sun placement may be, and even with the Venus in Aries, because the moon is this very emotional part of us. It's already watery in nature as it is. And then with your moon being in the sign of Pisces, it causes you to be so sensitive to other people's emotions and other people's needs. And so you are a nurturer for sure. A person who is always mothering someone else, making sure that other people's needs are met. I would imagine that you probably, I don't know your age, but of course when we're younger and we don't understand the energies as well, we a lot of times will have a lot of passiveness about us, and don't really take a stand for ourselves. And I'm sure that if that is not what is happening with you now, it did happen with you at some point in your life, trying to make sure that other people were put before your own needs. Their needs were put before yours. The 29th degree is a degree that equals up to the number 11 in numerology. It's 2 plus 9 equals the number 11. So within the number 11, we have the two number ones. The two number ones, the master number 11, which is all about harmony. It is all about being a mediator, because the number 11 is the number 2 in numerology. And the number 2 is about making sure, again, that other people are okay and there's harmony and there's no tension. And I don't want anybody to be upset, and I want everybody to be happy, even if it costs me everything, even if it costs me my own desires. So with this, the 29th degree rising, and then the significance of the 29th degree moon in Pisces. You are very service oriented, highly in tune to the needs of other people, and willing to sacrifice everything for others. The ninth house is all about religion and philosophy and ways of believing. So for you, this is a place of comfort, studying different religions, maybe not different religions, but being attached to a philosophy. Because Cancer is the sign of home. So you feel at home there, you know, with the moon in the ninth house. Your Mercury being conjunct your moon, you are always talking about how you feel about spiritual topics, religion, who is God, what is God to us, what does God want from us, and possibly trying to convince people of what to believe what you believe, you know, because there can be this this immovability for that need to nurture people and mother people. There can be a desire to make sure that everybody is believing the quote unquote truth. And so with Mercury conjunct the moon, it makes you feel safe to be able to know the right answers for people as it relates to spirituality and what that looks like and what that should feel like. Surely you are quite psychic, as I've said a million times, and self-sacrificing. Okay. So with Venus being in your 10th house in the sign of Aries, in the world, people will just typically like you. You know, you will be seen as a person who is very giving and very loving. The Venusian part of you will show up, and you are always, Venus in Aries wants to save somebody. They need to have a cause to protect people and make sure everybody is okay and go to war for somebody. And so you are seen as that person who will fight, you know, for other people. That's your reputation in the world, that you will war for somebody. You will go to no end to make sure that the cause that you believe in, that you stand for, is talked about and people are heard and understood. And of course, it's a link to spirituality, it's linked to nurturing, it's linked to taking care of other people, it's linked to tradition. Cancer is wanting to keep the nurturing traditions of the family. And the Venus in Aries in the 10th house, you can get bored, you know, with the career and want to change, or bored with the thing that you're fighting for, and kind of tweak it and get, you know, a little bit of a new fire about your reputation in the world or your career. You know, there needs to be something that you are fighting for, but you could get bored with fighting for the very same thing. Moon in Pisces, same thing. You know, there is a changeability that is there. I don't know what sign the sun is in, but with moon in Pisces, it can be kind of difficult to just stick with one thing that you are fighting for, but you want to search out all of the spiritual realms, you know, of understanding, to grab a hold to truth. But you know, within yourself, you feel that you know truth, and you just add on little by little, add on this and add on that. Learn a little bit of something over here, learn a little bit of something over there, and add it to the pot. And be ready to fight about what you believe. And And then you have the ruler of the 10th house, the ruler of the 11th house in the 10th house. So you have Taurus in the 11th house of friends and groups and organizations. So you may find that the groups that you are a part of, the people there, have these, they may be stubborn, traditional beliefs. They may have, but you may be the person who is in there amongst the traditional group, but you're in there, but you're not all the way convinced of what they are talking about. You know, you have your own way of seeing it. You may be a part, you may even go to church because that's what you did traditionally. That is a group that maybe you were a part of, or, you know, something that you were brought up in. So you still have those friends that you knew from childhood, maybe, you know, grew up with them, and they're still a part of the church or some organization that you grew up in, and so you still know them, but you have your own way of seeing it, and it's unique. It's not like everybody else's way of seeing it, and you will tell them, you know, you may be a part of that because the groups and things that are around you, Taurus is there, so you look for the tradition in that area. You can be amongst the group of traditional type people, but you within yourself, you have your own way of thinking, your own way of being. You've tweaked the ideas that you were taught as a child to make them your own, you know. And you don't believe everything that's being said. You have your own way of thinking about it, but you still want to be around those people. And of course, they see you as this fiery character who is bold and always talking about what you think and always talking about, you know, what you believe and so forth. Even though they may be stuck in their way of thinking and being, but you still want to be around them because you're used to them. And you don't necessarily want to change that. You also have the ruler of the 4th house in the 10th house, because Libra is in your 4th house. So with Libra in the 4th house, is house of home and nurturing. Libra is there. So Libra is about beauty. Libra is about peacemaking. Again, Libra is like that number 2 energy where you want harmony. You don't want people upset. You don't want people fighting and carrying on. So, you know, at the home, you want things to be peaceful. You want things to be beautiful. You want mainly harmony, not even necessarily beautiful, but you want harmony in the home. You want peace in the home. And of course, all of this could be mitigated. You know, if you have Saturn in Libra, if you have Pluto in Libra, Mars in Libra, or something like that, you know, the whole thing can be changed. But we're just talking about the sign of Libra in the 4th house. So, you know, in that, main thing, you want harmony. You want harmony, you want peace at home. And then the ruler of that, of the 4th house, is coming into the 10th house. So, the way that you feel about home, you want that in the world. You know, even at home, even though you want harmony and peace, you are at home talking about your beliefs. You're on the phone talking about how you want harmony, how you want peace. You know, there is a blending with home and the outer world, home and your reputation. There is a blending. You know, there may be, you're bringing in your work that you do into the home. You may work from home, and then there's a love there. Your career may be at home, you know, brought in to the home, the outer world, and how you operate, and it's all in line together. Like there's no separation. Home and outer world is all together, all rocking together. You know, there's no distinction really between the two, because this is your complete passion. You are completely consumed with the whole thing. This idea of harmony and peace and service to other people, and making sure that women are okay, making sure that others are feeling accepted and feeling loved and so forth, and willing to sacrifice yourself for it. So that's all that I have for you, and thank you for watching. I'm Letitia, and I will talk to you soon.